those nights when you're lying in bed, wide awake, your brain's replaying old conversations or predicting 10 ways tomorrow could go wrong. Well, that's not just stress, that's your brain stuck in overthinking mode. But here's the crazy part. Researchers found that when people shift their mind from just thinking to doing, their entire brain network literally rewires, like calming all of the chaos. So in this video, I'll show you the exact steps that you can take to calm the overthinking and turn that same energy into unstoppable momentum. At some point or the other in all of our lives, we have gone through a phase of overthinking where all that's going on inside our heads are repetitive negative thoughts, either about something that happened in the past or there's some worry about the future. But the problem is this: when we're stuck in those thoughts, it feels like there is no way out. That the thoughts have taken control over us, that no matter how hard we try, we just keep coming back to that same old pattern. And that's exactly how scientists also define overthinking, that it's repetitive, negative thinking and dreaming and imagining about all the things that could go wrong in your life. But here's the thing, in that moment, when we are stuck in that loop, it can feel like it's impossible to get out of it. Like no matter what you do, it's just taken control over you. But here's the truth. When you have the right skill set, no matter what the situation is in your life and no matter how high or how strong that overthinking pattern is, you can get out of it like this. But for that, you need to have the right skill set, and that's exactly what we are developing now. And once you make this shift, here's what's going to happen for you. Instead of overthinking, you will go into a zone of overdoing, where if your expectations are at level 5, you deliver and act and persist on level 10, where your level of action is a lot higher than what it is today. So you're progressing faster, you're getting closer to your goals, and every single day you are making concrete progress that's making you feel fulfilled and satisfied, instead of just, sitting there and wasting your whole day in just thinking and ruminating. But to make that your reality, you need to understand this powerful quote that Benjamin Franklin penned down more than 200 years ago. Never confuse motion with action. I repeat it once again. Never confuse motion with action, because this is a mistake a lot of us make. See, you're stuck at this level and you're moving. You're either going forward, you're going backward, you're going left, you're going right. But this is what's happening. You're moving, you're having motion, but you are not growing. You are not progressing, and you're not taking action. When your thoughts are in that overthinking mode, this is exactly what you suffer from. Your mind goes into that motion, but it's not progressing. It's just stuck in a loop. And that's like this. That's like you're driving your car. You're pressing the accelerator full on. The fuel is going from the fuel tank to the engine. The engine is burning the fuel at full speed. Your mileage is just dropping. But somehow your car isn't moving forward. And you know why? Because it is stuck in neutral. So no matter how much energy you put in, no matter how much you accelerate it, it's just not going to move ahead. And when you're in that overthinking mode, that's exactly what you do with your mental energy, with your resources. And that's why, even without doing anything, you feel exhausted by the end of the day. You think, oh, what did I even do? But you feel tired. You feel like, you know what? I am so lazy. I'm so tired. Well, that's because you have actually worked hard, but you've just been moving. You've not been acting. Your mind, your mental power, your calories, your resources have all been taken by thinking. And the thinking is not even productive. Because here's what's actually happening. What you are seeing in your mind is not reality. It's just a distorted version of it that's replaying on and on and on. But we can change that. Just as all you need to do to get your car moving is to shift it into drive or shift it into first gear, that's all you need to do with your mind as well. You need to get out of that neutral state. You need to get out of that overthinking mode, and making that switch is super easy. How? That's what the next two steps are for. The first and the easiest step to change that pattern of overthinking is to interrupt the pattern. And for that, I want you to imagine that you're the lead detective in a thriller movie. You're just sitting face to face with a suspect, and you know that man is lying, that the man is lying straight to your face. He's convoluting the story, he's giving you irrelevant details, he's just trying to lead you off the track. Now, if you're a smart detective, will you get led off the track by him? Of course not, because you'll know, you know what? I can see through your lies, I can see through your stories, I can see through all the stuff that you're making up. And in that moment, you will interrupt him, you will interrupt his pattern, and you will ask specific questions. Well, when your mind is in that overthinking mode, that's exactly what you need to do. Become that detective, interrupt the pattern, and ask specific questions. Here's an example that will really help you understand this. So imagine, you're sitting one day and you're just overthinking about, oh my God, what will happen? What if I don't get a job? And all those thoughts are bothering you. You're continuously thinking about them. You're with your friends, you're worried about the job. You're with your family, you're worried about the job. And that pattern has taken over your life. Now, to change it is very easy actually. All you have to do is sit with yourself, put a break to that, and ask yourself this. Why am I actually worried? What exactly is making me worried about my job? And force your mind to give you specific details. Then when it comes up with some details, so for example, one of those can be, I've applied for many interviews. I've not even gotten a single response. Now this is again a place we have to interrupt your pattern, because your mind knows it's distorting reality. It's changing the way you think. So you ask, how many? You go to that specific number. You literally go then, check your mailbox and check how many interviews you have applied for, and you'll notice maybe it's 20, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 100. So that's why you can break your mental lies and you can say, you know what? It's not many interviews. It's just 25 or 50 or 100. And as you keep this specific questioning up for a few minutes, naturally you become more aware of the present situation. Your thoughts become more concrete and you're able to take back control. And once you have that control, that brings us to the second step that will literally change the entire game for you. And that second step is set action-based goals. Because now you've already kind of taken control of that pattern. But here's what will happen. You have gotten control of it, but if you don't replace it with something stronger, well, your mind's just gonna run right back into that overthinking zone. But we don't want that to happen. Instead of motion, we want to go to action. And this step is what will really turn your car and your progress in life from neutral into drive. So here's what you have to do. Once you recognize, okay, I'm overthinking about my relationship, or I'm overthinking about my career, or I'm overthinking about my health, and I'm worried or I'm regretting anything it might be, you have to ask yourself this one question. What can I do to change this situation? Simple. Ask yourself concrete action-based questions. Really think about it and then start planning actions. Do not plan goals. See, here's what will happen. When you just plan goals, this is how it will go. You'll think, oh, I'm worried about getting a job, so my goal is now to get a job so my worry will go away. But well, there's a flaw in there, because until and unless you don't get a job, that means you've set a condition. Till then, I'll continuously feel worried, and that's just triggering your pattern over and over and over. So here's what we have to do. Instead of setting that kind of a goal where it's outcome based, I want you to think about this. What actions can I take to get a job, to get closer to that goal, to make sure that what I want comes to me? And one of those actions can be updating my resume, updating my CV, and reaching out to 50 more companies. Now that is specific. That is something you can measure. And once you do that, here's what you have to do. Set a reward for yourself at the end of it. Say to yourself, you know what? If I get this done, I'll watch my favorite movie tonight. Or if I get this done, I'll eat my favorite chocolate. Or if I get this done, this is what I'll do. Whichever thing motivates you. Because you have to train your mind to start liking action instead of just overthinking. Right now, it's comfortable in that overthinking zone. But when you practice this, when you consciously interrupt the pattern, and then when you set action-based goals, where you have a specific reward. This will help you out, and this will ensure that no matter what the situation is, with more practice, with more awareness, you can get out of that loop, you can get out of just that motion of thoughts and turn it into actions almost instantly. And that's all you need to do for it. So here's my question to you. Are you willing to implement this? If yes, share your biggest learning with me in the comment section below. And if you are someone who really wants to take this on the fast lane, and you really want to ensure that, you know what, I want to get out of all of these patterns and I want to get closer to my goals, here's something special that I'm doing for you. In the description below, I've attached a link to a form where if you fill it, I'll be reaching out to you for personal one-on-one coaching, where you'll not only just get insights like this, but you'll also be able to work with me directly, where I'll help you solve your problems and get closer to your goals at a much faster pace. So if you're someone who's ready to take that fast lane, go check that link now, fill it out, and I'll be in touch with you soon.